So today I am going to provide you the solution of BLAC supplementary exam, and these questions are memory based, and almost most of the questions are solved here, and so you can have an idea about what means what the marks you are going to get and all of the stuffs. So let's start. So the first question was something like this. So the dimension of, so these questions are not arranged obviously, so they are arranged haphazardly. So I just according to my memory, I just arranged them like this. So the first question was the dimension of root over of L by C, which is equal to impedance or time, or 1 by root over mu epsilon, or root over of mu by epsilon, where mu is the permeability and epsilon is the permittivity. So here you know that this capacitive impedance or inductive impedance is equal to this omega naught L or equal to 1 by omega naught C, which is equal to root over L by C. So this has a dimension of impedance. The second question was you have to find the residue of z plus 1 by divided by z minus 1. So clearly you can see this, there is a pole at z is equal to 1, and this is a simple pole. So the residue is, you need to multiply with z minus 1 and you need to substitute z is equal to 1, so the residue is 2. Now next, third question was which one is not a central force potential. So the options are 1 by root over x square plus y square plus z square. Second option was x square plus y square plus z square. Third option was 1 by x square plus y square plus z square, and fourth option was x square plus 2y square plus 6z square. Now here you know, for central force problem, the force is only a function of r, as well as the potential. Potential is also a function of r only. So where r is basically root over of x square plus y square plus z square. And if you can see the option, this option 1, option 2 and option 3, they can all of them can be represented in terms of r. Like this option 1 is 1 by r, option 2 is r square, option 3 is 1 by r square, but option 4 can't be represented in terms of r, so that's why option 4 is not the central force potential. Next, so here in question 4 you have two boson which can stay in any of the two states with energy epsilon and 2 epsilon. Find the partition function. So here I have just schematically draw the labels epsilon and 2 epsilon. So first possibility is both of them can stay in this epsilon state, one of them can stay in epsilon, one of them can stay into epsilon, and this can happen in two ways, because there are two bosons. So the next boson can stay into epsilon and the another boson can stay in epsilon, and both of them can stay in 2 epsilon. So the partition function will be here for this, the total energy will be 2 epsilon, so e to the power minus 2 beta epsilon, because partition function is e to the power minus beta h. So h is 2 epsilon, h is energy, so this 2 epsilon here, so e to the power minus 2 beta epsilon here, and total energy is 3 epsilon, so e to the power minus 3 beta epsilon. Here also the energy is e to the power minus 3 beta epsilon, and here there will be 2 epsilon plus 2 epsilon, it will be e to the power minus 3 beta epsilon, 4 beta epsilon. So altogether the partition function will be e to the power minus 2 beta epsilon plus 2 e to the power minus 3 beta epsilon plus e to the power minus 4 beta epsilon. The next question was, if mod z is equal to root over of 10, find the value of this integration dz by z plus 1 z plus 2 into z plus z minus 3. So as you can see, there are three simple poles, z is equal to minus 1, z is equal to minus 2, and z is equal to 3, and root 10 is almost 3.16, so all of them will be inside the contour. So you need to find the residue corresponding to all of them. So let's first find the residue corresponding to z is equal to minus 1. So you need to multiply both denominator and denominator, you need to multiply this function with z plus 1, and z plus 1 will cancel out, and at z is equal to minus 1, the value of this function is minus 1 by 4. Now next, at z residue at z is equal to minus 2 is, you need to multiply with z plus 2 on the numerator, and this z plus 2 will cancel out with the denominator, and you are left with 1 by 5. And then residue at z is equal to 3 is basically z minus 3, you need to multiply in the numerator, and this will cancel out, and it will give you 1 by 20, and if you add all the residue, it will give you 0. So that's why the integral will be 0. Now question 6 was basically and as you know this Meissner effect for superconductor, it basically interior of the superconductor the magnetic field is basically zero, which resembles almost like the diamagnetism. This was the question. Question 7 was you have a potential Vr which is half k r square and L1 by L2 is 2, the ratio of the angular momentum, and you have to find the R1 by R2, ratio of the radius of the orbits, where it is given that the particles are moving in a circular orbit. So you know that L1 is mv1 r1, L2 is mv2 r2, and V as they are circular, so V will be respectively root over gm by r1, V2 is with gm by r2, and if we take V1 by V2 it will be root over r2 by r1. Now if we substitute take the ratio of these two equations, it will be L1 by L2 is equal to V1 r1 by V2 r2, and if you substitute the value of V1 by V2 it will be root over r2 by r1, and if you square both sides it will be 4 is equal to r2 by r1 into r1 square by r2 square, which will give r1 by r2 is equal to 4. Next question was so that the total energy of a relativistic particle is given by 10 GeV. So total energy is 10 GeV given, and the momentum of the particle is also given by 8 GeV by c. You need to find the rest mass of the particle. So total energy, you know from the formula that total energy is gamma mc square, which is 10 GeV given, and the momentum is basically gamma mv, which is 8 GeV by c. And if you take the ratio of both of them, it will be c square by v is equal to 10 by 8 into c, and which will give v is equal to 8 by 10 into c, and from that you can find the gamma value will come out to be 10 by 6, and any one of the equation, if you substitute the value of the gamma, and then basically in this equation if you substitute, you will get mc square will be equal to 6 GeV. Next is basically a particle is undergoing a forced simple harmonic motion basically. So you need to find the equation of motion, which is basically mx double dot plus kx equal to ft. So this ft is given, so it was given that the equation of motion of a particle of undergoing simple harmonic motion under a force field ft. So this is the best possible option there. Next is basically you need to find the mean value of x square in x is equal to 1 to x is equal to 3. So in Lagrange from Lagrange mean value theorem, we know that this 1 by b minus a is expectation of fx will be equal to 1 by b minus a to b fx dx. So if you take the it's not basically Lagrangian mean value theorem, it's basically an average formula for average basically expectation value. So if you take that, it's 3 minus 1 to 3 x square dx, and if you perform the integration, it will be 13 by 3. Now, so two rods of equal length L, one of them is made to a square and another of them is made to a circle, and you need to find the ratio of the magnetic field between them. So the first one, which is make a square, basically L is equal to 4a. So a will be, because let's say a is the side of the square, so as the square has equal sides, so L will be equal to 4a, which is the circumference of the square. So a will be L by 4, and if you find the magnetic field due to one side, which is basically mu0 I by 4 pi a into sine 45 degree, because this angle is 45 degree and this angle is also 45 degree. So sine 45 degree plus sine 45 degree, which is if you calculate, and there are 4 of them, so 4 I have multiplied here, and if you calculate from the integration from the calculation, this will be mu0 I by pi l 8 by root 2. Now for the second case, when it is made a circle, then basically your circumference will be equal to L. Circumference of the circle is 2 pi r, so r will be equal to L by 2 pi, and you know that magnetic field inside the center of the circle is basically mu0 I by 2 r, which is mu0 I by 2 into L by 2 pi, which is equal to mu0 I in pi by L, and if you took the ratio b2 by b1, you are left with this pi by 4 root 2, pi square by 4 root 2. Next, so question 12 is basically h. So it is given that h phi n is equal to n phi n, and for the state psi, which is equal to phi 1 plus 2 phi 2 plus 3 phi 3, where phi I phi j, the product of phi I phi j is basically delta ij. That means they are orthogonal. So for this state, this psi state, you need to find expectation of h. So let's first check with the normalization. So if you take psi equal to, make psi equal to 1, then it become a will the normalization constant will become 1 by root over 14. So now we need to find the expectation value of h, which is psi h psi, and from this psi and this psi, this 1 by root over 14 will come twice. So this is 1 by root 14 square, and then I just wrote the value of this psi, psi 1 plus 2 psi 2 plus 3 psi 3, and here also psi 1 plus 2 psi 2 plus 3 psi 3. And now if you if you just write all of them, this psi 1 with psi 1, psi 1 h, psi 1, and other terms are 0 because of this normalization. So other I will not take, take that, that will become 0 because of the normalization. So phi 2 will act on phi 2 on only give the non-zero term. So 2 square into phi 2, and so here basically this h will be there. So sorry, I haven't written that. So it will be phi 2 h phi 2 and phi 3 h phi 3, and h phi 2 is basically 2 into phi 2. So that's why this 2 comes, and h phi 3 will be 3 into phi 3. So that's why this 3 comes. So basically, and this psi 2 phi 2 is basically 1, and phi 3 equal to 1. So there will be h here. So phi 2 h phi 2, and that will give 2 into phi 2 which is 1, 2 into 1, so it is 2. So 2 into 2 square, and 3 square into this will be equal to phi 3 h phi 3. H phi 3 is 3 into phi 3, so that will be 3 square into 3 into phi 3 which is 1. So 3 square into 3. So altogether they will give this 18 by 7. Now next basically you have a particle in the ground state of quantum harmonic oscillator, and you need to find the wave function at time t. So these options are given in terms of this e to the power minus m omega x square by 2, and you need to find this factor basically correctly, and it is basically e to the power I et by h cos, and e you know that for ground state is half h cos omega, and if you substitute that, it will give you minus I omega t by 2. So this factor is already given, you need to just find this factor. Now maximum value of lambda for which Bragg's law is true. So you know that lambda is equal to 2 sin theta, and sin theta always become 0 to 1, and so that's why your value will be value of lambda will be from 0 to 2d. Now question 15 was, this graph was given, this chi inverse versus t graph was given. You need to find the material, whether it is paramagnetic material or ferromagnetic material or antiferromagnetic or diamagnetic material. So you know this this is ferromagnetic surely, because you know chi for ferromagnetic is c by t minus c, and if you take the chi inverse, it will be some constant c prime into t minus dc. So this is the graph y minus mx type, y is equal to x minus some constant type of graph. So this has a negative intercept, so that will be minus tc. That's why this negative intercept is there. So that's why it will be like y is equal this ferromagnetic. This is for ferromagnetic material, so that will be option will be ferromagnetic. Now next question is basically a charge q is placed at x1 y1 z1, and you have to find the electric field at x2 y2 z2. Now so this charge q is placed, you know that this coordinate is this where the charge is placed is denoted by the prime coordinate. So you need to find the field at r. So that will be r minus q into r minus r prime divided by mod of r minus r prime whole cube. So this will be x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. This is this vector which acts from r2 to this point to the field point, source point to field point, and then basically the magnitude of the vector. So this was given in an option in such a way that this so in one of the option it has x1 minus x2, y1 minus y2, z1 minus z2, but that will not be the case because that will be in the negative direction. So this will be the option. So now it was given that this a charge q is placed inside a hollow not cylinder, it will be this will be sphere. So a charge q is placed inside a hollow sphere, and you need to find the electric field outside. So it will be same as the point charge, right? So that is we need to write. So the next is basically the value of chi for superconductor. It is -1, you know that. It's an informative type question. And a wave function for free particle was given, which is of the form a to the power I k x, and you know that for p particle the position is uncertain, so this is the option. Next, for question 20, a nucleus has a nucleus has 8 proton and 8 neutron, and B nucleus has 126 proton and 82 neutron. If a nucleus has radius r, then the radius of B will be, so you know that r is equal to r0 to the power 1/3. So A is basically neutron plus proton. So if you do the calculation, it will give you RB will be 2.4 into r. So next is basically a satellite of mass small m is moving around a planet of mass capital M, and you need to find the velocity and find the velocity of the satellite, assuming that the satellite is moving in a circular orbit. So you know that the centrifugal force is equal to this gmm by r square. Sorry, this will be r square. So this will be like v is equal to gm to gm by r, right? So their options are given in such a way that this is small m, sometime this root is not there in some of the options, like that. So but the correct option will be v is equal to gm by r. Now you need to find this, perform this integration from 10 to 12 for this function, but you can always, this is an exact differential, you can write it as d of y into e to the power x, and it will give you 2 into e. Next is basically a PV diagram was given, and we are going from 1 to 2 in two paths. One of the path is A, one of the path is B, but as you can see, this work done is basically PdV, and as VR volume is not changing, so work done will be 0. So anyway which path you will take, it will give you 0. So basically this WA equal to WV. Next is question is basically the BE condensation, in which dimension it is true. So you know that in 1 and 2 dimension BE condensation is not possible. BE condensation is possible only in 3 dimension. Question 25 is basically the tangential component of the magnetic field is discontinuous by an amount mu0 k, where k is the surface charge density. That is the informative question. Next, question 26 was you need to find the this energy versus temperature relation for the phonon, and for the general relation is basically U proportional to d to the power d by s plus 1. This you need to remember. Basically for s is basically 1 for massless particle, and U is equal to 2 for massive particle like electron and others. So here s is equal to 1 and d is equal to 3, so U proportional to t to the power 4. And the question number 27 was for fermions. You know this fermion, this probability density function, this 1 by root over to the power beta into epsilon minus mu plus 1, and you need to find for t greater than 0 when mu is equal to epsilon. You know that this epsilon is exactly equal to 0.5, so probability is 50%. Next question was so this is a straightforward question. So when a perturbation, only anti-symmetric perturbation about x is equal to 0 is given to a particle in a box, what is the first order correction? So as it is antisymmetric, you need to perform the integral in the full range. So for antisymmetric function, it will give you 0, so the correction will be equal to 0. Next question was a particle with charge q is in a magnetic field B moving in a circular orbit, and find the relation between B, R, P, Q. P is the momentum. So you know that this for q vv is equal to mv square by r. So this is basically b into r will be mv by q, which is p by q. So b into r will be p by q. There are other options, so you need to find the exact option, which is this. Next is basically so this is the question about the Frenkel effect. So when so it was given that when some of the ions leave their normal lattice sites and occupy the interstitial site, what is the effect is known as. There are lots of effects like Meissner effect, Frenkel effect, Schottky effect, and another one of them is there, but the correct option will be Frenkel effect. Now this function was given, which is Vx is equal to minus Bx e to the power minus x square, and you need to find the equilibrium point. So for equilibrium, you know that dv dx will be equal to 0, and if you find if you make them that equal to 0, you will get x is equal to 1 by root over 2a. Next, basically you need to find the entropy of n particles with spin 3 by 2. So this has spin 3 by 2, so number of microstates will be omega will be equal to 2s plus 1, which is equal to s equal to 3 by 2, so that will be equal to 4, and total entropy will be n kV ln omega, which is n kV ln 4. So this was the option. And now this question was this electric field just immediately outside the charge infinitely charged conductor conducting sheet, which is equal to sigma by epsilon naught, you all know. And similarly the 34th question was basically you have a infinitely long conducting sheet and you have a distance r1 here which is point A and r2 here which is point B, and you have to find the electric field at both of the points. So you know that from this argument. So as it is infinitely long, so this point 2 point we have the same electric field. Now so given that the property a psi which is equal to a phi which is equal to psi and a psi which is equal to phi, we need to find the expectation of a for the state phi plus 2 psi by root over phi. So this state is normalized. If you take this vector and multiply with its state and bra, so it will give you 1. So this is normalized state. For this state you need to find the expectation of a. So this is like this, and this 1 by root over 5 and 1 by root over 5 will give you 1 by 5, and if you multiply with psi a psi 2 into psi a phi and psi a psi and then psi this phi a phi and then phi 2 into phi a psi and then basically 2 into psi a phi and basically then 4 into psi a psi. And if you know this you know this from the property that a phi is basically psi, so this will give you phi psi, and from this basically a psi is equal to phi 2 into phi phi plus this will give you 2 plus 2 into this is a phi which is psi, so 2 into psi psi, and this will give you 4 a psi which is psi phi which is equal to 0 because they are normalized. So this and this will be equal to 0 will give it will, and this is equal to 1, this is equal to 1, so this will give you 4. So 4 by 5 will be the option. Now here a mass m of 4 kg moving with a velocity 20 meter per second collides with a mass 6 kg at rest, and after collision they move together, and you need to find the velocity after collision. So this is very straightforward because the second mass was its rest, so 4 into 20 is equal to 6 plus 4 into v, which will give you 8 meter per second. Now the 37th question was so in rest frame a rod of length L makes an angle theta with the x-axis, and you need to find and a person in a moving frame with a velocity which is moving frame in a car which is the car was moving in with a velocity v. So he will see that the length will contract also and the angle will also change. So this was the correct option. So there are other options like length will increase, theta will same or something like that, but that option will be not correct. The correct option will be length will decrease and or contract, and as well as the theta. So again the next question was the change in parallel component of the electric field in prime and unprime frame is 0, because you know that in prime and unprime frame the parallel component of the electric field is always same, which is in the prime means this the frame moving with the velocity v. Now you have a question which is L is equal to m r1 dot square. The Lagrangian was given m1 r1 dot square plus half of m2 r2 dot square minus u of mod of r1 minus r2, and if you change the coordinates such that r is equivalent to mod of r1 minus r2, the reduced mass mu, the formula for reduced mass you need to find, and then the effective after changing this the effective Lagrangian will be L is equal to half of mu r dot square minus u r. Now what you need to do is you need to find the center of mass coordinate, which is r is equal to m1 r1 plus m2 r2 by m1 plus m2, and you need to write this r1 and r2 in terms of the center of mass coordinate, which is r minus m2 r by m1 plus m2 and capital R minus m1 r by m1 plus m2, and then if you substitute the value of r1 r2 in this equation, it will be look like this half of m1 capital R minus r dot minus m2 by m1 plus m2 r dot whole square and plus half of m2 r dot plus of m1 r dot by m1 plus m2 whole square. And if you carry out this calculation, it will give you half of m1 plus m2 into capital R dot square, which is center of mass dot center of mass velocity square, plus half of m1 m2 by m1 plus m2 r dot square minus ur. So this, if you choose the center frame to be center of mass frame, then velocity of the center of mass will be 0. This will term will go away, and you are left with this half of m1 m2 by m1 plus m2 r dot square minus ur, which is basically half of mu r dot square minus ur, which is, so mu will be equal to m1 m2 by m1 plus m2. Now in 40th question you have given this system which has this two spring K1 K2 and the another spring K3 here, you need to find the time period of oscillation. So as you can see, these springs are parallel, so parallel will become the effective swing constant will be K1 plus K2, and this is in series with these two, so this will be 1 by K1 plus K2 plus K3, so this will be 1 by K1 plus K2 plus K3 by K1 plus K2 into K3, which is 1 by K effective. So K effective will be K3 into K1 plus K2 by K1 plus K2 plus K3, and K effective will be equal to omega square m, so omega will be root over K effective by m, and T is equal to 2 pi by omega, and altogether you will get, and so your in terms of K effective, T will be 2 pi by m by K effective, so it will be m into K1 plus K2 plus K3 divided by K3 into K1 plus K2. Now next is basically you have this Lagrangian in the plane polar coordinates in terms of r theta, so you need to find the generalized momenta in terms of r theta. So generalized momenta will be m r square theta dot, and you need to find, so this question was given the transmission probability formula will be equal to e to the power minus beta delta, and in this question you need to find the effective capacitance. So you have this capacitance are C, and all of them are C, so this will cancel out because of the Wheatstone Beach balance, and this 2 and this 2 will be there, and if you find this, these are in series, so this will be in series will be C cos C by C plus C will be C by 2, this will be also C by 2, and these are in parallel, so C by 2 plus C by 2 will be equal to C, so effective capacitance will be C. Now in the next question you need to find the inverse Laplace transform of this function 1 by s into s square plus 1, and this option will be equal to 1 minus cos t, because this function you can write L inverse, this function you can write 1 by s into s square plus 1, you can write 1 by s minus s by s square plus 1, so this Laplace transform of 1 by s is 1, and Laplace transform of this will be equal to cos t. And the next question you need to find the value of I to the power I, and you know the I to the power I is basically you can write e to the power I pi by 2 and to the power I, which is so e to the power minus pi by 2, and in general you can write e to the power pi minus pi by 2 plus 2n pi, n is an integer. And it was asked that next question, it was asked that which type of bond NaCl has, which is ionic bond. You know that there are other options like covalent bond, van der Waals bond, but the correct option will be ionic bond. In the 47th question, there are some metals, copper, mercury, some of the 3 metals are given, and their basically resistivity are given, resistivities are given, but you need to find the relationship between the skin depth according to the value of their resistivity. So you know that skin depth is basically proportional to 1 by root over of sigma, and sigma is basically 1 by rho, and if so delta is proportional to root over of sigma, root over of rho, so basically delta is proportional to root over of rho. So you need to arrange the value of the so the skin depth value will be proportional to root over of rho values. So rho values are given, and accordingly you can find the values of the delta, which is skin depth. Now in the next question you need to find the expression for E and P in relativistic case. So E will be mc square by root over of 1 minus v square by c square, and P will be mv by root over 1 minus v square by c square. Now for this reaction pi plus pi minus 1 plus, so take 2 mu plus to mu neutrino, and this in this case the electron number is not conserved. So which is not conserved, it was given there. So charge is conserved, as you can see, only the electron number will be not conserved. So a matrix was given to you, this 1 0 1 0 1 0 and 0 1 1 0 1. So for this matrix you need to find the eigenvalues. So as you know, this eigenvalue, sum of the eigenvalue is basically trace of the matrix. Trace of the matrix is 3. So sum of lambda 1 plus lambda 2 plus lambda 3 will be 3, and if you find the determinant, if you calculate the determinant will be equal to 0. So lambda 1 into lambda 2 will be into lambda 3 will be equal to 0. So one of them or many of the two of them will be equal to 0. But the options are given in such a way that only two options there which has 1 0 eigenvalue. So and also so that is confirmed. So one of the eigenvalues will be 0, and the second constant is basically sum of them will be equal to 3. So only one option is there whose eigenvalue sum will be was equal to 3, which is 2 1 and 0. So and next question was basically need to find the complex integral representation of the Kronecker delta symbol. So this question is delta mn will be equal to 1 by 2 pi I closed integral 1 by z to the power m minus n. So if you have any doubt, so you can comment in the comment section, and so regarding any question, if you have any doubt or if you have any suggestion regarding any question, You can comment in the comment section. These are fully memory based, so if you have any other question, if you remember any other question, you can post in the comment section, or you can let me know by commenting that section, or you can join my telegram group. The link is given in the description, and also the Facebook, also in the Facebook group you can post your query. So thank you for watching this video, and also I have uploaded many videos on this type of solution manual. So please subscribe to my channel to support me, and if you want to get many type of videos like this, so just subscribe to my channel and stay tuned. The next part is coming soon. Thank you.